Well, we're back on Bouncing Fish again. The use of this new addition is quickly becoming what separates high-level players from Grade 1 Sheik students. It's become integral to her kit, allowing for some pretty creative kills. I do believe that with time and the addition of the Wii U version, not to mention GameCube controllers, that it will evolve into something greater still. In the meantime though, we'll be talking about what is currently known to be possible with this down B. Usually I like to put little notes before these demonstrations, so here's another. After hitting an opponent with Bouncing Fish, it is actually better to initiate the second kick, rather than let Sheik do the cool little flip after. After initiating the kick, Sheik can actually act pretty quickly afterwards, whereas if you leave her to flip, you have to wait for the whole animation to play out. See in this clip, where I kick the worst clone character ever made, I have to wait for the Bouncing Fish to end before I can jump out of it. Whereas here, when I kick him, and I kick again, I can jump mid-air. Just something to remember for optimizing the speed of your game. The first technique we're talking about today, however, is the ledge flip, coined and discovered by our good friend Jackson. This involves Sheik using Bouncing Fish onto a platform or stage, but initiating it at a certain angle so that she performs a small flip instead of the full attack. As seen here, you must land Bouncing Fish while Sheik is upside down, basically landing on her head, which prompts her to flip up. This takes some practice, but it feels very natural once you get the hang of it. Obviously, this can be performed on platforms like on Battlefield and Yoshi's Island. This can also be done from the ledge, which is done by dropping, jumping back and up, and just scraping the stage with Bouncing Fish. This technique is great for mix-ups, as well as letting you act faster out of the Bouncing Fish arc. As you can see here in this clip, I'm able to move faster out of Bouncing Fish if I do the ledge flip, rather than let the full animation play out. Here's a scenario for an example of its use. Let's say for the past few times Mario has hit you off the stage, you've Bouncing Fished back on, hitting Mario in the process. But now for the third time, he anticipates the attack, and so may decide to shield. So instead, you ledge flip up onto the ledge and grab him, turning the tables of the battle. This is an effective mix-up and get-up alternative, but don't spam it, otherwise the enemy will come to anticipate it. The next technique I'll be talking about today is the Bouncing Fish edge cancel. This was found by Tristan Wing, who is a great contributor on the Sheik boards. While this kind of technique is not exclusive to Sheik, it works especially well in conjunction with Bouncing Fish. This is performed by landing your down B on the edge of a surface while having enough momentum to push yourself off, causing Sheik to slide off the edge with no lag whatsoever, allowing any aerial move to be performed immediately after. An example can be seen here, where I use Bouncing Fish with enough momentum to send me off and allow me to use another Bouncing Fish immediately. This is a great tech, and once mastered, it should be able to increase Sheik's mobility by a great amount. However, you may notice that I'm using cut together clips for this section, and that's because 4 out of 5 times I've failed the cancel. It's difficult to judge the distance needed in order to slide off the platform, so much practice will definitely be needed in order to perfect this. The input of down B, distance adjustment, and then down B again should be easier with a GameCube controller as well. Obviously you don't need to cancel into Bouncing Fish at the end, but I feel it is the one that flows the best. Of course you can cancel into any aerial, which is very good. I feel that once mastered, this will allow for a huge increase in the mobility and pressure options that Sheik will have. Here's a small example of its use. See here, how I'm below here and Mario is up here? I would want to get to and hit Mario, but any of the other options I have of getting to him are too slow, as he may have a chance of landing and recovering. However, if I Bouncing Fish ledge cancel, I can go directly to him before he lands, landing the hit. Well, that's it for today. Don't be afraid to ask any questions, and as always, check the Sheik boards for the most in-depth analysis and discussion of these techniques. And now a few notes. That lovely voice you heard at the beginning of the video was none other than Adrosaurus. She has some pretty good content, so go over there and check that out. I'll put the link in the description. And that Sheik art you saw at the beginning, that's the work of Polarity Plus. He does a lot of different Smash Bros characters, so go over there and check them out. I'll put that in the description as well.